once free nations are slaves to the will of a tiny elite. The dawn of a new dark age is upon mankind. Countries are a thing of the past. Every form of independence is under attack, with the family and even the individual itself nearing extinction. Close to 80% of the Earth's population has been eliminated. The remnants of a once free humanity are forced to live within highly controlled, compact, prison-like cities. Travel is highly restricted. Superhighways connect the megacities and keep the population from entering into unauthorized zones. No human activity is private. AI supercomputers chronicle and categorize every action. A prison planet dominated by a ruthless gang of control freaks whose power can never be challenged. This is the vision of the global elite. Now, the blueprint since 1993 with Bill Clinton's executive order, it's in my first film, America Destroyed by Design, Caesura in 1997, is that they already federalized everything through the state police, through the DMVs in 93. Put in thumb scanners, put in digital photo for face scan template grid. All MIT Pentagon designed on record. And it's already in place. They just want to make you have this to buy, sell, and have a job that's going to be tied to a national sales tax. Okay? But they claim will replace the income tax, but they're going to keep both. The model for internet censorship is going to be phased in Chinese-style net censorship. Net IDs, net taxes, 3 strikes and you're out net rules. But before they get to that, they're going to phase in. It starts this next year in China, and they're already lining up with Facebook, Google, all of them agreeing with China, Microsoft, to implement these systems where China already does it, and then they beta test there and then bring it here. Everything you do in China, from your credit score to what you buy, to discount cards, to your internet records, to what you say on social networks, is integrated into an algorithm. And if you criticize the government basically once, you can't even buy or sell, you can't go to a hotel, you can't travel. Now, I knew this was coming, but to see it actually happen is so bold, is so over the top, that I get why people just can't believe it.
Humans make decisions on the basis of a few salient points. Like if I'm a human banker and your request comes to me, so I look at your data, and usually I will make a decision on the basis of 3 or 4 salient factors, like your previous credit history, and maybe if I'm a racist, based on your skin color. Now, an algorithm doesn't work like that. An algorithm is able to take into account thousands and thousands of data points, each with a very small weight. And if you ask why the algorithm rejected my request for a loan, so the bank can print out millions of pages of data and tell you that's why. The algorithm went over all this and calculated that you're not creditworthy. And our minds just can't understand this type of decision making. And it can be on a personal level, it can also be on the level of an entire country. That to decide whether to raise or lower interest rate, for example. It will not be done by a human banker or finance minister. It will be done by an AI. Already today, how many people really understand the financial system? I guess less than 1% of people really understand finance. In 20 years, the number of people who will be able to understand the global financial system will be exactly 0.
Je pense qu'on a mis en place une bonne méthode technologique. Et j'espère vraiment qu'on arrivera à l'exporter dans un pays capitaliste. Je trouve que la France devrait vite adopter notre système de crédit social pour régler ses mouvements sociaux. Si vous aviez eu le système de crédit social, il n'y aurait jamais eu les gilets jaunes. On aurait détecté ça avant qu'ils agissent. On aurait pu le prévoir, il n'y aurait pas eu ces événements. C'est l'un des atouts, l'un des grands avantages du crédit social.
Leo Hu recently tried to book a flight. He was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of untrustworthy people. Leo was a journalist who was ordered by a court to apologize for a series of tweets he wrote and was then told his apology was insincere. And the list is now getting longer, as every Chinese citizen is being assigned a social credit score, a fluctuating rating based on a range of behaviors. Xu Li is the CEO of SenseTime, one of China's most successful artificial intelligence companies. It has created smart cameras for the government that can help catch criminals, but also track average citizens. The fear, of course, is that the government may use this social credit scoring system to punish people that it deems not sufficiently loyal to the Communist Party, and trying to clear your name or fight your score is nearly impossible because there is no due process.
The first thing I want to do is play a clip of economist Michael Gibson, who does a good job in just a few minutes boiling down what's already happening around the world and what's starting to happen here. The globalists are turning down the velocity of money while creating more debt and creating depressionary conditions, that's stagflation for the general public, while they give themselves unlimited money through the central banks to buy everything up. It's a vertical integration. It's a scorched earth system where the bureaucrats working for the big private banks use policy as a weapon. Here he is.
So you got to understand the steps that are going to take place. Well, now once the FedNow system goes in place, it's supposed to go online July 1st. That's the infrastructure that allows the CBDC to work. Now, they're saying the cover story, if you Google what that is, it says it's a payment processing, point to point, so it's instantaneous. That's all bullshit. That's the cover story. Because if they told you this is the infrastructure for what's going to make you a slave from now on, nobody would go for it. Like, they would revolt. So they have to put a cover story out about what it is so that you'll allow it to go in place. So just know that that story is bull. Once that's in place, you'll watch the market start to decline because now they're set up and they need to crash the markets, cut off the supply of money, which is already happening in other countries. If you've not seen the videos, because they only last a few minutes when people post them before they take them down, of the riots going on and the banks being burnt to the ground in other countries right now, because they've already seized their money. They've got a total blackout on it in the media.
I want to get that guy on. His stuff's dead on. I was watching a lot of it this weekend. I already knew he was, but I just kind of did a little bit of a binge. Here it is right here today. Got to go read this article. It's on Infowars.com. It links to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that runs the UN Global Standardization Program for the World ID, the Social Credit Score, and the Central Bank Digital Currency Social Credit Score Internet ID. Digital ID schemes make strides in Congress despite rights advocate opposition. And it goes over the bipartisan group that's very close to getting it passed and setting up the Digital Identity Task Force under presidential executive order, total control to force you onto a central bank digital currency. Trump has pledged to kill that. And it goes on to talk about how it's being run and will take the advice of the UN task force headed up by Bill Gates. Pretty powerful stuff that you need to go read for yourself. It has links to the documents and to the legislation.